That was a satellite symposium where I was one of the presenters, and we presented there the latest insights in the pathophysiology of sickle cell disease. So formerly we all thought that sickle cell disease and vaso-occlusive crisis were caused by the occlusion of small vessels just by sickled red cells, and now we know that it is a more complex process in which also endothelial adhesion to white blood cells is very important. And within that symposium we talked about new strategies to target that, and one of those are inhibitors of those specific selectins that are expressed on the endothelial wall. And there are actually now 2 drugs tested at this very moment that interfere with that and have been showing good results in the phase 1, phase 2 and even the phase 3 study. And new studies are coming up and will be presented soon, probably at ASH, to see what the results are, especially for the E inhibitor. Furthermore, in the same symposium we spoke about other new therapeutic agents like L-glutamine, which has been approved by the FDA in the US but has been denied here in Europe, which is probably a strong oxidative stress inhibitor, and oxidative stress is one of the inflammatory ways in sickle cell disease that causes vaso-occlusive crisis, and in a randomized controlled trial it was shown that it reduced crisis frequency with 25%, which was a moderate effect actually, but it is a very non-toxic drug. So probably there have to come more more studies to get more insight in the mechanism of this drug before it will be approved in Europe as well. And the last but not least, and there will be today a presidential symposium presenting the latest results on that. I saw them briefly already, and that is on the HOPE study. And the HOPE study is a study in which voxelotor, a drug that is actually changing the affinity to oxygen of hemoglobin, and that way the sickling and the hemolysis is reduced. And we saw the results yesterday, and what's very interesting was that there was a firm increase in the hemoglobin levels in patients with sickle cell disease. And so far we know now is that most organ damage and also survival is strongly related to the level of hemoglobin levels. So the next thing to do is to see whether the drug not only rises the hemoglobin level without inducing vaso-occlusive crisis, to see whether it indeed prevents organ damage, and that will be the next series of studies that are designed at this very moment. So it was a very interesting symposium, I think, and all the different aspects were enlightened there. And I have to say that we also ended with a patient perspective. So a patient, the mother of the patient, and his medical team were there on stage to talk about what the impact of the disease is, which was very well done.